Hello, I'm attorney Jared Haddock, and on this installment of Fresh Starts, I'll be discussing the initial consultation and client intake process at my firm. I decided to do this segment because I realize that people are nervous and anxious about their first visit. It is often the last place they want to be, and they don't know what to expect. If you are contemplating bankruptcy, do not sell, transfer, or give away any of your property or belongings to anyone. I say this because there's a lot of misleading information out there that can lead people to do things that make their problems much worse later. If you have already sold, transferred, or given away anything, do not try to undo it either. Just stop. Don't change anything until you consult with your attorney and bring it to their attention. A reputable attorney will inform you of the best legal course of action to take. Also, do not incur any new debts. Many people claim that they know someone else, their sister's best friend's dog sitter's cousin, for instance, that racked up their credit card balances buying all new furniture and home theater systems and then filing for bankruptcy the next day. And isn't it terrible that people can just do that, etc., etc. I've heard this story more times than I can count. I've yet to meet the actual person who got away with it. Why? Because it would most likely lead to some pretty serious problems. It constitutes fraud, and any attorney who would let their client believe that this is in any way acceptable or advisable should not be practicing law. You should never incur any debt that you know for a fact you will not be able to repay, whether you are contemplating bankruptcy or not. If you've incurred recent debts, make sure to let your attorney know it at the time of the consultation, so they can properly advise you on how best to proceed. Are you noticing a trend here yet? Always be completely honest and forthcoming with your attorney. The best way for your attorney to facilitate your long-term success is to know exactly what is going on. One of the worst things you can do is attempt to hide information. Besides, surprises get expensive because they often require a significant change in strategy. As for what to bring to your first consultation, it is a good idea to bring recent pay stubs, if you have any, your last 2 state and federal income tax returns, and if you are being sued or have been sued, any of the court documents you have received. If you don't have these items readily available, don't worry. They are not requirements at this stage, but they can be helpful. When you arrive for your free consultation, we ask you to complete a general information form for our records. An attorney will meet with you, yes, an actual attorney, and not a pre-screening assistant as at some firms. The attorney will ask you some questions in order to better understand your particular situation. Once the attorney has assessed your situation, they will offer their advice as to the options available to you. They will point out the advantages and disadvantages of various options and provide you with more specific information about your anticipated bankruptcy scenario. The attorney will also answer any questions or concerns you might have. If you decide to seek bankruptcy protection, the attorney will give you some additional forms to complete, instructions for completing the required credit counseling session either online or by phone, and a customized list of the documents that will be required for your particular case. The documents will vary somewhat from one case to another, but it's vitally important that you provide all of the documents requested. Additionally, the attorney will provide you with written copies of some required notices and a fee agreement specifying the fees that you will be charged and the services that the firm will provide. You should immediately run, not walk away from anyone who is not willing to provide this information in writing before receiving any money from you. Well, that's the first consultation. Pretty painless, right? It is really just an opportunity to get some specific answers and information relevant to your particular set of circumstances. Knowing one's options, after all, is the first real step to solving any problem. I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you for watching, and as always, I wish you a better future.